I don't smile enough. I go too fast.
You're
I know
very
my
intense,
weaknesses.
George Nenni.
I know my weaknesses.
We're back. That's right. We are broadcasting live from NADA 2025 here in New Orleans, direct from the Expo Hall floor. And up next, we have George Nenni. And George, I don't want to give you any undue stress or anything, but our last guest, Joe Webb, actually did some hip-hop rap singing.
Oh, really?
So.
Yeah. I could do some folk singing, maybe like some Beatles or Bob Dylan, but probably wouldn't.
I'll take some Bob Dylan.
It wouldn't match Joe for sure.
I'm not picky. Whether you know it or not, we have George Nenni, who is CEO, president, CEO, co-founder, founder
small organization
of Generations Digital, fantastic company. And he's actually been on my webinars at Dealer eProcess. Oh my goodness, you've done so many of them.
Maybe 4 or 5 of those. Yeah.
Fantastic. And they're my highest rated webinars by far. And I have said this before. I will say it again. I've said it in a room full of people. I've said it on a recording. This man right here is our industry's #1 resource for Google Analytics for knowledge outside of Google themselves. This man right here, George Nenni, write it down. If you haven't heard of him, you don't know him, you need to look him up. Generations Digital. Now,
thank you. Very good. Very kind. Very kind.
When I say he about Google Analytics 4, he wrote a book available on Amazon. Is that right?
Yes, and available at the DEP booth. We've got a stack ready to give away.
I would love to give these away, so stop by booth 2700. Oh, here you go. If you're here at 2700, you can get a book too from George Nenni. It's fantastic. You're going to love it. And you actually have a webinar coming up with me soon.
Yes, is that
next month? Yeah,
February.
I'm
March,
very, very excited.
Yes.
Okay, so what I've been asking people, and now that we're here at NADA, because I heard your story. Holy crap!
Yes, we had a terrible time getting here. We're thrilled, by the way, to be at NADA. This is like Christmas week for us. It's just my favorite time. And New Orleans, even though it was hard to get here this year, this is my favorite location for NADA. I just love the culture and food. But yeah, the drive, we spent the night, Wednesday night on the highway. And so that was not ideal. But now I'm very appreciative of my personal freedoms. And now
that it's all begun, it's like excitement at NADA.
Yeah, we're thrilled to be here.
Yeah. One of the great things about NADA is that dealers and vendors alike, and OEMs too, they come here to NADA because this is the culmination of the entire industry, to learn new things, to see the new technology, to figure out the kinds of things that are going to help them solve problems moving into the new year. What do you think, George Nenni, dealers need to maybe bone up on, or what do they need to know to make them more successful in 2025, in your opinion, in your wheelhouse of knowledge?
Yeah, and I'll answer that question from our perspective, which is mainly around digital marketing. And yes, we teach a lot about Google Analytics and tools dealers can use, but honestly, dealers don't necessarily need to know how to use the tools. I think they really just need to know what questions to ask. And so when you're looking at your paid campaigns and the agencies doing the review of the campaigns and the success of those campaigns, just ask those hard questions, dig a little deeper, ask to see what the ad looks like. Ask to see what the landing page is for that ad, because if you don't have the right content on the landing page, then you're probably going to have ineffective results. If you're doing paid search, ask to see the keywords. Yes, ask to see the keywords. Maybe they would even send you a spreadsheet of the last 100 days of all the paid keywords you've had, so you can look at what we're buying, what the cost per click is, what the click effectiveness is, which keywords are giving us our conversions, right? Just dig into some of those details. And honestly, if you don't understand something in an agency review meeting, I do. I raise my hand and say, I don't know what that acronym means. I don't know what that term means. And I make them dumb it down and explain it to me. And dealers should do the same thing. And when you do that, you'll get better review. On your next agency review call, I bet you there'll be another person on that call to try to answer some of the tough questions that you had asked. But ultimately, just dive deeper into that. In terms of being at the show, I mean, I think the buzz for sure is around AI. AI messaging tools, AI website tools for predicting behavior. There's just so many wonderful things to investigate, and so that's a big focus for us. And around fixed ops as well, there's some really great solutions for being able to improve efficiency around fixed ops, which is an area probably dealers haven't paid as much attention to in the last few years.
Especially for digital marketing, I wish dealers did more digital marketing towards their fixed ops, don't you?
Yes, I do. The biggest challenge with fixed ops digital marketing, I think, is attribution. It's sometimes tough to be able to measure success, but I think you just begin with that. You say, how will we measure success from this campaign? Will it be, ROs scheduled? Will it be, will we be able to match the names based on an email campaign? Whatever it is, start with the reporting in the end and know how you'll determine success, and then I think you'll probably set it up better in the front end.
Fantastic answers, by the way, all of it. Have you heard anything about any more changes coming down the pike for Google Analytics 4? I feel like you're really plugged in.
Yeah.
And if you do, you're going to say it on my webinar, right?
Yes, I will. This morning was probably the biggest delivery of a new feature on Google Analytics 4 happened overnight.
Really?
Where if you use GA4, you probably use these things called explorations. And that is really GA4's report writer. It allows you to build a report and combine any dimension, metric, anything you want in this exploration. The only problem is if you build a wonderful exploration, let's say you own 3 or 4 dealerships and you build a really nice exploration for one, you literally have to go back and rebuild all those for each of your GA4 properties until this morning. So now with this new feature, once you build one of these explorations that you really like, easy to click and just share that with all your properties. And so now you've got just really way faster report building. And so I'm sure people that are using that are waking up pretty happy today.
Oh, that is a cool feature.
Yep.
So you'll tell us that on the upcoming webinar, right?
Yes, we will. We make sure on those webinars we never cover the same material. We always do brand new presentations.
Good webinar, this one. You've been always such a wonderful supporter of Dealer eProcess and for me personally. So I so appreciate you.
Yes, wonderful company, great culture, great employees, and you've done a great job of just, I think, increasing the buzz around Dealer eProcess, which we tend to hear more and more, it seems, these days.
Thank you very much. What are some big things happening at Generations Digital that people should know about? Is there anything big for 2025 you want to tell people about?
Yeah, I'd say big for 2025 for us is we're just trying to relook at all of our reporting and look at reports that maybe we could combine and streamline, maybe new reports we want to add. We want to create more efficiency. So when we're pulling data from AutoTrader and Cars.com and Carfax, we can faster, bring that in through APIs and build our reports faster. But we love what we do. We rarely lose customers. Our dealers love our reports, and so we're just happy to be here and meet new folks.
And you guys do a great job. So if people want to find out more about the one and only George Nenni and Generations Digital, you can, of course, sign up for our upcoming webinar at dealereprocess.com/webinars or go to generationsdigital.com. Is that right?
Yes, generationsdigital.com is a good way to do it. You can just search for George Nenni in Google, and you'll get all of our properties. And I forgot one, so including our new YouTube channel that we launched 3 or 4 weeks ago that is a free channel full of GA4 training videos. So if you go to YouTube and you search for GA4 for car dealers, it should be the first selection. You'll see all our YouTube videos. Of course, they're all free. They're about 3 to 6 minutes a piece. There's 10 videos up there. Hopefully there'll be another 5 here in the next few weeks. And subscribe. Subscribe to the channel, and you'll know when new content comes. But one of our big missions is education, and so we're super excited about that.
Yeah. And by the way, you stop by booth 2700 right here at the Dealer eProcess booth. The first. Well, I think I have 5 left. 5 people to come here and ask for this. They'll get a free copy of George Nenni's book about Google Analytics 4. I love this book, Car Dealer's Guide to Google Analytics 4. You do not want to miss it. First 5 people here to ask for it will get it free.
Yes.
Thank you so much, George. From anything else you want to say to the internets before we leave them?
That is it. Thank you, and hopefully I'll see you at the show.
Oh, I hope so too. If you're here, come to booth 2700. If you're not, we miss you here in New Orleans. We hope to see you soon. But for right now, we are going to sign off. Next up, we have Cameron Wilson. Who is she? Cameron Wilson is the head of education at NADA. And boy, oh boy, do I have some questions for her. So tune in next time for Cameron Wilson. For right now, we're saying thank you very much and goodbye to George Nenni. And we'll see you soon live from the Expo Hall floor at NADA 2025. Oh, wave.
See ya.